Are you feeling the stardom from last night, Tim? Everyone is celebrating you.
No, I'm not feeling the stardom. I haven't watched the show. I saw one quick highlight.
You put on the show. You didn't need to watch it because you put on the show, I'm told. You hit a line drive at the Miz. You're probably still sore today from rounding third.
First off, the game was on Sunday night taped, and I wasn't sore on Monday. I ran from second base to home, okay? I've acknowledged I'm 61, I'm 5'4.5", I need a hip replacement sooner rather than later, but I can still run from second base to home plate, and I'm thrilled I can still do that. I know how to run the bases.
You can scoot, Tim. You can scoot.
Like a gazelle you ran.
Yep. Tim, great turn. You cut third so crisp, Tim.
Again, I played a lot when I was younger, so I know how to run the bases. I just don't run them nearly as fast as I used to.
Are you tired? Are you tired of people pandering toward the old guy? Because you're like, what's the big deal? I'm 61. I don't think it's a big deal that I scored a run in a celebrity softball game. You keep being humble. How about you take some pride in your athletic accomplishment?
Look, I am way too prideful in my athletic accomplishments. I have a recurring nightmare, still 3-4 times a year, that I'm at the free throw line and I'm shooting a free throw, and instead of shooting a basketball, I'm shooting a winter coat.
What?
You can't shoot a winter coat.
Right.
It opens up and you shoot an air ball every time.
Wow.
That is a recurring nightmare that I have.
Wait a minute. Wait. 3 or 4 times a year, you have a nightmare where you're shooting a free throw, and what? As it leaves your hand, it becomes a winter coat?
Well, it's in my hands, and I'm thinking this doesn't feel like a ball, and then I shoot it, and it opens like a parachute, and it lands about 4 feet short of the rim, and now I have shot an air ball in a basketball game, which might be my greatest fear ever. And someday I'm going to be freezing to death as an old man, and the only thing that's going to be there is like the hull of an old basketball to keep me warm, and that's how I'm going to expire. At least that's what my nightmare tells me. So I take my athletic ability way too seriously for a 61-year-old man, and I think that dream speaks to that.
Your nightmare is Rondo's reality.
So your nightmare is shooting a basketball and it turning into a winter coat, and your dream, as you told us, was you hustling people at local gyms, going gym to gym, making basketball shots that wouldn't miss.
Yes, that would be if God came to me and said, you make a three-pointer, you make a shot from the top of the key, you get to make every shot from the three-point line from, 28 feet in. You make every shot the rest of your life. If you make this one shot from the top of the key, I would take that bet, hopefully make the shot, and then travel around the country just going gym to gym as some sort of apparition of that dinky old guy who came in and took 400 shots, didn't miss any of them, and then left and never came back. And then I go to another gym the next night. That's my thought process, fellas. So I'm a strange little man. That's just the way it is.
Tim, I have to know, when you're shooting the winter coat, is the crowd howling derisively at you, mocking you, or is it an empty gym, or what?
Of course, but it's more not just the booze and the laughter. It's the pit. It's the terrible feeling in the pit of my stomach that I've just shot an air ball from the free throw line, and that is one of my greatest fears.
So wait a minute. Did you play yesterday scared?
No, I was terrified going into the game. And then about an hour before the game, I said, what am I doing here? How seriously am I possibly taking myself when I am playing in a celebrity softball game? So I calmed myself completely before the game and said, if you take this too seriously, that is even more pathetic than being a terrible player, is that you look like a tired old man who used to be good at this, and now he stinks, but you're still taking it too seriously. And I refuse to do that.
You were calling out people for sliding, Tim.
Yeah. Didn't you get an argument with an umpire?
The guy was out at second, and the first thing they told us in the pregame meeting was there is no sliding in this game. If you slide, you are out. So all I was doing was referring to the pregame meeting that you can't slide. So,
Tim, how early were you to that meeting?
oh, no, I was with everybody else.
Tim, you were the first
meeting.
one there.
No.
You called it to order, didn't you, Tim?
The last one to leave as well.
No.
I was not the first guy in the meeting or the first guy in the cage. I did throw a little bit more before the game than anybody else because I could still throw a baseball, thankfully, and I felt I just gotta get loose. Look, I haven't played a game of any sort, softball or baseball, softball certainly, in 10 years. So that was not a good place to start on national TV.
All right, so now you are someone who clips box scores every day of your life for the last how many years during the baseball season?
I quit after 20 years. I quit in 2011, 2010, because there weren't enough newspaper box scores. So I quit 8 years ago, but I did it every single day for 20 years, and I'm not proud of that.
What is the last and historic box score from Kurkjian? 1 run. What else is on the box score line from last night?
Well, I had a put out. I had an assist at second base, which was an interesting play. It was a little slow roller, and Josh Norman, who's a defensive back in the NFL, he was pitching. Tim Raines, the first baseman, cut kind of in front of me instead of going to the bag, and the pitcher covered first base in a celebrity softball game. So I shoveled it to him, and we got a 4-1 putout at first base. And I don't think you see that very often in the big league, but we got it in we got it in the celebrity game with a defensive back receiving the ball from the dinky little.
What the hell is Tim Raines doing? He's supposed to know how to play that game.
Well, here's what Tim Raines said to me afterwards. Again, I'm playing next to a Hall of Famer. I can't tell you what a cool thing that was. He said, Tim, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there. I was going after the ball. So I jokingly told him, look, I got all the ground covered. Don't worry. You just get to the bag. I'll catch the ball. I was kidding with him.
It's gone straight to his head. There's over 2 in the box score, the 1 assist and the 1 run. It's gone straight to his head. Tim Raines, Hall of Famer, get out of my way. I got this side of the field.
You spent a good amount of time working in a cage. I'm watching it right now, and it is glorious.
Hitting ropes.
With Josh
ropes.
Harrison.
Yes, all hips, all hips.
No, he was practicing turning double plays.
Yes, that was with Josh Harrison of the Pirates, and we did that on Monday. And my producer, who also produced the celebrity softball game, said, we need to show everyone how you're getting ready for the celebrity softball game. So let's get Josh Harrison to work with you on
look at you. Your footwork around the bag is good, Timmy.
Yes.
Your footwork, yeah, the arm needs a little work, but the good footwork around the bag, graceful.
The arm needs a little work. Are you kidding me? My footwork is fine.
Whoa.
And Josh Harrison and I had a great time.
Tim, it's unnecessary for you to end every segment every week yelling at us, complaining about something with your rage out of
just
control.
a couple of mentions, cutting it up.
We were just talking. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we got too aggressive with you.
No, I had a great time with Josh Harrison. I did not want to play in the celebrity softball game. My boss, Phil Orleans, told me, you're playing. I did not want to do the demo with Josh Harrison, but my producer said, you're doing it, and he was delightful, and he was hilarious, and he's 5'6.5", and he helped me with my launch angle and spin rate and exit velocity, and it was all just a mockery, like your entire show is. It was great. It was hilarious.
All right, Tim, one serious question here because ESPN is saying that the Orioles have a deal in place for Machado. No team announced, though. Where do you think he's going?
This is really a hard question. I'm going to say he goes to the Phillies, the Brewers, or the Dodgers. I'm going to answer it and say the Phillies with the understanding that this story has changed like 10,000 times in the last 10 months. And in the last week, about 5 different teams have been identified as the leader for Machado. So the answer is I'm not sure, But guessing, I would say the Phillies are the leader, but the Dodgers and the Brewers are right there.
We love you.